Hello, everybody. This is the fourth and final part of our ACE instruction for today. In this one, I'm going to be talking about interlibrary loan. I've briefly touched on this in a few of the previous videos, but I just want to make sure that you're fully clear on how to access this particular service. Again, there is a Google form that has a bunch of questions, so there will be still a few more questions related to interlibrary loan that are on that form, so just make sure you have that open as you watch this video and you can fill that out really easily. So let's go ahead and get started. How do you use interlibrary loan? So generally, interlibrary loan allows us to borrow materials from other libraries, ensuring that you have access to anything you need for your research. So I, as the librarian at Miller Library, try to create a collection here that has as much coverage for as many topics as I can, so that hopefully we own something that's relevant to whatever you're researching. But I will never be able to build a collection the size of KU or Harvard, right? And so part, again, of the library's mission is to just provide access to information. So even materials we don't own, we want to be able that you can access. So interlibrary loan, basically think about it as having the entire, every single library in the world's resources at your fingertips if you use this really great service. So there are two main types of materials you can borrow through interlibrary loan. The first are traditional print books that are on the shelf somewhere at another library. Those books can be borrowed, and they typically come within 1 week. It depends, of course, where it's coming from, but usually within a week. And you can check them out for 3 weeks. So that physical print book is going to be mailed to us, and we'll check it out to you just as if we owned it, right? And you'll get it for the full checkout period. You can also request journal articles through interlibrary loan. Those are sent to us from our lending libraries as a scanned PDF. So they come much quicker actually than books do because they just come over email. So when we receive that PDF from the lending library, we will just email it on to you. And again, it'll save you money so that you're not purchasing these articles online. And they typically come within 1 to 3 days. The reason we can do this is because we're just providing access to a single student and not to the entire campus. So this is a way that librarians have been kind of tricky and we're following copyright law, but yeah, just using it so that we can provide as much access as possible. So any articles that you find that we do not have full text access to, we can get for you through interlibrary loan as a PDF that will be emailed to you. A few more things. So how do you use interlibrary loan? We have a generic interlibrary loan request form, and that can be found on the McPherson College website. I've included the link here, and I'll also show you in just a second how to navigate to that link. And as I showed you briefly, and I'll show you one more time in just a little bit more detail, you can also use the request via interlibrary loan link within EBSCOhost. So when you're in there and you're looking at an article and we don't have full text, that's a really quick and easy way for you to place that request. And finally, I just like to take a moment to say, do not be shy about requesting materials through interlibrary loan. You can have up to 10 print books at a time. There's no limit of how many PDFs you can request for articles. And these materials don't even need to be related to a particular assignment, okay? If you're just interested in a particular topic, I've had students request books about yoga through interlibrary loan, or an AR student who's doing kind of their own personal for fun research on a particular vehicle request books from other libraries. So please, 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 please use this resource as much as you would like. We really want to make these materials available to you. So let's go ahead and talk about how to submit a form. Again, if you go to just the generic McPherson College Miller Library page, which is where we got to that library catalog and online resources link, you'll see that the link directly under that is the interlibrary loan request. So from here, again, we looked at this very briefly. The only information that is absolutely required for you to submit this request form is your name, which I hope you know, and your email address, which I hope you know. You can use a personal email, just anything that you will check so that you'll know when we let you know when the book comes in or when we email you the journal article. If you need a book, we we need at least some of this information so that we can find it. So title, author, date published, ISBN. And then if you need an article, there's a different set of information you need. You'll need that article title, the author, the name of the journal. And again, we talked about that volume number, issue number, page range, all of that information is right in EBSCOhost, so you can just pull that in here. Or maybe you find an article through another means. You're welcome to request that article here as well. And then finally, if you have a specific date needed by or where you found it, that's helpful, but just press submit. That'll come to Lindsay and I, the other librarian and I, and we will request that just as soon as we can. I will also point out that when you click into the library catalog and online resources page, we have direct links to that interlibrary loan request form a few places here as well. And then within EBSCOhost, again, if you find something, a journal article, maybe specifically that you are interested in and we don't have full text, you'll know right away because it will say request via interlibrary loan. And so you click on that. It takes you to a screen that looks slightly different from our standard form, but it requires the same information, okay? Your name is going to be required, first name, last name, your email address, but those are the only required fields. If you have date needed or comments, you can again add that. The nice thing about requesting through EBSCOhost is all of the other information is pre-populated for you. So you don't have to go and type all of that in line by line. It's just already in there and you can press submit. Again, that comes to our inbox and we fill that request just as soon as we can. So that is everything that I had for you today. Thank you so much for your attention and for just being students here. I usually, of course, come to these classes in person. And so while I'm meeting you all virtually this year, I hope that you'll reach out to me and to the library in general for anything related to research or information needs. I am always happy to help. So thank you so much. Take care, and I'll talk to you later.